Okay, let's have some fun today with KvCORE. There's a lot of different things that KvCORE can do for you in an automated way, but first you have to understand it, okay? And trust me, there's a lot to learn with this. I want to keep today very, very simple. We're going to be going over three things that at least I like the most when it comes down to automation in KvCORE, and that's going to be smart campaigns. I'm going to be giving everybody a free 400-day greeting campaign for people that sign up on your website. Those of you who are here, I'm going to give everyone a free campaign today, but you're going to understand how they can work for you. Search alerts. I mean, whether you set it up, it's property searches, by the way, if you're not even familiar with it, but whether they sign up on your website or even if you set them up manually, these search alerts can automatically be working for you. And guess what? Search alerts is hands down one of the best ways organically to keep people coming back to your website. The more people you have on search alerts, the more website traffic you're going to have. And that leads me to the third thing that we're going to talk about today, behavioral automation. If you got a lot of people coming to your website, you can have certain texts and emails. It's not like an AI chatbot that's going to go back and forth with them, but it is some pretty good texts and emails that we could leverage that automatically goes out because they saved a property or they came back to my website after 14 days, all these certain actions or behaviors. So those are the three things that we're going to be doing today. It's smart campaigns, it's search alerts, and it's behavioral automation. Let me know in chat if that sounds good, yes or no. Or if I'm just sounding crazy right now on a Friday. Well, thanks, Andrea. At least I got one person that's saying yes. Okay, smart campaigns. I am going to be giving everybody a 400-day website greeting campaign, the one that I use with a lot of our agents. But I know those of you who are here, or even if you're watching this recording right now, you might not have time to build a 400-day greeting campaign for people on your website. So if you don't have the time to build texts and emails and all this stuff that are going to go out to people who sign up on your website, in the KvCORE library, if I type in new, you'll see this default new lead buyer. It is a default campaign. If you've ever been in any CRMs, if they come with smart plans, smart campaigns, whatever they call them in that CRM, usually a default is pretty much a default. But at least with this one, I'm going to scroll through it. There's texts and emails that are going out. Now notice, not everything in this campaign is text and emails. So in smart campaigns, you can do different stuff. Like, I don't know, the lead comes in, immediately assign a task for you to send a text. I mean, I really don't understand that one because a text is going out 7 minutes later. And you can immediately assign yourself to do a task. You could have a call immediately going out. You could have a text going out 7 minutes later. I could have an email going out day one. So in a smart campaign, we can make certain things happen whenever a lead signs up on the website. This one's already preset. And now the first text ain't bad. Hi, thanks for requesting property info on our site. Just curious, are you actively searching for a property or just browsing? That can mean a lot of different things on how that person signed up on your website. I don't know if they came through one of your properties or they found you from Google. But at the end of the day, you just requested maybe some info on our site, right? So it probably makes sense to a lot of people signing up on the website. I want everybody to pay attention to this campaign because I can go through all these texts and all these emails and look at the days on the far left. This is the length of the campaign. Everyone needs to understand something very, very important in KvCORE. You're looking at a pipeline of a lead, all right? When people sign up on your website, or even if you're getting third-party leads like Zillow, offers.com, or Bold Leads, Home Light, I mean, you name it, if you're getting leads that are going into KvCORE and you didn't manually add it like a referral, they're all going to start out as a new lead. All right. This campaign that I'm showing you right now, we want it to trigger for these new leads who sign up on a website. But I was just showing you, this campaign goes for a while, doesn't it? If I scroll to the bottom, I mean, it's going to go for almost 720 days. Whenever a new lead in KvCORE responds to you, when contact is made, automatically a greeting campaign will shut off. So for example, and I'm going to show you an example of this, a live one. When I scroll up, let's say on the first day when that person signed up on your website, and this is the campaign that you're going to use, on minute 7 from when they signed up, this text would go out to let everybody know if the lead texted you back in KvCORE, automatically all of this is going to get removed. It's going to turn off. So you're not going to email them 24 hours later. You're not going to have a call reminder the next day. You're not going to text them 2 days later about if they're an investor or not. The whole point of a greeting campaign or these new lead campaigns that you would use in KvCORE, automatically when the lead responds, it's going to shut off. So watch. Similar. So even if you're watching the recording, you could go into your KvCORE and you could add this to your KvCORE library and start using it for the people who sign up on your website. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, if you go back to where I'm at, the KvCORE library, you see these 3 tabs. So I'm in the middle one. And you see default new lead buyer. Just go to add my library. Now, if I click that and I go back into my campaigns, ignore these top 2. These are like old ones, but this is what you would have. Default new lead buyer, and it's turned off. Now you'll notice in this one, it doesn't say view on the far right. I can edit and remove certain actions. I'm going to let everybody know this. I probably would remove some of these tasks like this, for example. Every new lead that comes in, all this is doing is saying, send them a text or email with properties. Check something out. Even that greeting campaign, even this campaign, it has a tier. And I'm going to go into marketing. And remember, we did smart campaigns. I just showed you a little bit about search alerts, how automatically, I mean, if they're signing up on your website on a home, they're going to be put on a search alert. And that leads us to this, behavior automation. Does everyone remember that graphic earlier? If you make definitions for your statuses, you can create strategies in your database, and you can also leverage databases. So when you look at this, there's certain statuses turned on and there's certain ones turned off. So this agent has everything turned off but a new lead and a prospect. Because what they're saying is, if any new leads or if any prospects are on their website, and I don't know, they're back after 14 days, or they visit the site 5 times in 1 week, or it's the same property 3 times, well, we're going to have certain texts and emails go out. So this one, for example, and let's just talk about a new lead, one of those new leads who signed up on the website, they're on a search alert, you got those texts and emails from a greeting campaign even going out, but they still haven't responded. Well, what if they viewed a property and it's the 3rd time they're viewing it, and then boom, they're getting hit with a text in that moment with this? I feel like that's pretty useful. Or maybe the lead comes back after 14 days. Remember, it's a new lead, right? The one we're talking about right now. If they came back after 14 days, wouldn't y'all probably like this text to go out? And there's that merge tag again. This is a cool one because if they're on your website, right, they're going to have a certain area that they're looking in from the search alert. So if they're coming back after 14 days, this is going to pull whatever area they're looking in. It's going to work no matter what. Maybe they favored a property. Check this one out. I really like this one. Now, if they favored a property It's going to say, it looks like you favorited listing address. That's going to pull the address of the home that they favorited. We say, is the morning or afternoon better to schedule a showing? And then I added this in here. You can also schedule a showing by clicking the link below. This link, that listing link, that code, this would take them to that exact listing that they just favorited. So they could be on their website or something and they favored it, and then boom, they're going to get hit with a text within a couple minutes where you're just reminding them that, hey, if you want, we can morning or afternoon, or you can even schedule the showing with the link right here below. Let me show you what that would look like, by the way. 1 second. I'm gonna click on a random listing. If I favorited this, that save button, this would go out. So for right here where it says listing address, it would have said 14836 Audubon Lakes, Baton Rouge. And for this part that says listing link, automatically, you guys see this URL up here? That's where it would have brought them. And what am I saying? I'm just reminding them that they can, there's a button right there where they can schedule a showing. So look, there's my button, request showing. It's even more in front of them on a mobile phone if they tap it, because it's a text. I'm showing you a text right now. Now know this, there's text and email. So the way it works, it's always going to prioritize texting first. And if they're not subscribed or you don't have their phone number, then it's going to email them. If they're unsubscribed from both, they're not getting anything. They probably weren't on your website to begin with. But it's not going to do both every time. It's either going to text them, and if they don't have a phone number or they're not subscribed to text, it's just going to email them. And to let everybody know, the email is pretty much the same thing.
Quick question on that. So we use it for agent recruiting a lot, so I've turned mine off. Is there a way to separate those if I turn it back on so that recruits aren't getting these, behavioral alerts?
Beautiful question. So remember, define your database. I kind of skipped over this too. So those statuses, real important. I was just talking about a new lead. I have that turned on. I think without me asking everybody here, y'all would all agree with me. You would want these text and emails going out to a new lead, someone you never spoken to, signed up, came through. Now, prospect, I'm not going to go too into detail. Just know the way I use prospect, it might be weird because of the word prospect. In KvCORE, I can't make more statuses. I can't make any more. I like to treat prospect as the junkyard. A lot of different people can end up here. I don't care what the story was. If it's not worth your time and your money, they're going to the junkyard. They're still going to be worked, just not you. You're not going to do it. I would probably want these texts and these emails going to my junkyard leads, the prospects. I think we all would agree, just based on my definition, what I said. If it wasn't worth your time and your money, heck, they're still in your database. They're on search alerts. You know, stuff like this is going out. Maybe they'll respond later and you can work them. But I have all these others turned off, don't I? Like closed or client. If you have client, if you're using client status, would y'all want this text going out to your client just because they came back to your website after 14 days, maybe because they saw your search alert or a newsletter? I definitely wouldn't want one of my clients getting that. I hope I would know what they're wanting if they're my client. And then my past client, I don't know. I like to keep that off. I probably would not want my closed people getting these just because they come back to my website. I'm always doing a lot of stuff, from giveaways, raffles, newsletters, holidays. Our past clients are always coming back. So I want that turned off. Now, what you just said, agents, the way I define agents, if you're doing recruiting, or I know a lot of people with EXP, the downline that they want to have their recruiting divided from their downline. I like to treat it as a sphere, because you see I have agents in here. So you can make it a sphere agent and just have this turned off. Because if you have sphere turned off, then they're not going to get any of that. Did that answer your question, by the way?
Yes, thank you.
So definitely. Just categorize it a little bit better. But The one you're looking at, I am going to turn this on. I would recommend doing these three. There's a reason why she has active lead, but I've been working with her for a while. Notice I break it down by stars. I'm not going into that, but there's a deeper meaning why she had it turned off. Maybe for y'all, I would keep that turned on because these are just people who responded to you. That could mean a lot of different things. So if you are looking at the behavioral automations, I'm telling you, I would have these three turned on as you learn to use it at first. Because I would want all three of these statuses pretty much to get these behavioral automations right here. I'm going to show you just really fast how you can turn this off, like a behavioral automation on a lead manually if you want. But before I do that, let me know in chat, yay or nay. Did that make a little bit of sense of what behavioral automations are? Or did I confuse a little bit? Yeah. And I know this is recorded, so you guys can rewind it. I'm not afraid. Like you can see the wordings that I like the wordings, the templates that we use. Because to let you know, if you go into yours, it ain't gonna say this. You're gonna have a KvCORE default. It's not horrible, but I'm just saying it ain't gonna look like this, what you're seeing right now. Same with this one up here with 14 days. I don't think theirs says that. So, I mean, you can rewind and try to get this wording. But it's real easy to put your own templates. You guys see an edit again? It's just like the greeting campaign or that default campaign I showed you in KvCORE, how you can edit the text and emails. You can edit the behavior automation. For example, if I had another text template that I wanted to use, right? I could put anything in here. You can go make another text template and you could put it in here if you don't like the default template they have. All right. Let's get to the greeting campaign. Give me 1 second. Oh. Okay. This is going to be the campaign y'all get today. You do not have to do a thing to the triggers up here. I know a lot's going on, but just to let you know, if someone signs up on your website from a property boost or from something you're running, or they randomly came from Google, YouTube, you name it, if they signed up on your website, this is going to trigger automatically. So let's see what's going to happen in the first 10 minutes when someone does sign up. Very simple text that's going to go out saying we saw you signed up, and I just want to get right to the point. Are you actively looking or just browsing? To let everybody know, an email is also going to go out, and look at this email. If you are not with EXP, you are going to need to edit the banner on all of these. Everything else is going to be black and white. I'm going to go over this a little bit. It's all going to go to your website. The only thing, if you're not EXP, or if you even have your own banner and you want that at the top of emails, I'm going to show you, yes, you are going to have to edit each email template and just put your banner right here. But I'm telling you, I already gave y'all most of the work, or already did most of the work pretty much. So for all these emails that are in this, you guys are going to need to do this same thing. Go to the email, edit it. And this is obviously if you don't want the EXP thing there. You can click. You'll see change image. I think it might be a little slow, but we'll see. If it's slow, I ain't going to do this whole thing. All right, know this, because they've been doing a lot of updates this week on KvCORE. If it's doing this and you need to change your banner, watch. I can click on content right here and I can drag an image. So I'm going to delete this EXP one. I click on it. This trash can showed up. And then now I just want to upload an image. All right, and you would hit upload, by the way, up here, and then find your banner. But once you put your banner, it's going to be the first one. So everybody just pretend that this seller guide right here, that's my banner. Because once I hit upload and I upload it, it would show up right here, the very first one. So what you would need to do is hit insert, and notice it might be real big, your banner. You can mess with it. You see on the far right, auto width. Click it off. And then you can, obviously guys pretend that this is a banner, but you can change with the sizing a little bit. So maybe I'll do 200 on everything. When you're done with that, you're going to hit save template. And you'll see up here, you can save over the current template. So I'll hit save changes. Now watch, I'm gonna have to do that again for this next email. This is just if you want to change that banner at the top. Trust me, you're gonna have to do this with each email template. So here's day 2 email. And remember, I'm not really gonna save this because this is my master template, but everybody hit save changes when you're done. But then you'll go to day 2. And day 2 looks really similar. The only thing that changes in my emails is the body and the subject line. Everything else is gonna stay the same. So there's the banner. I got to go to edit advanced template. Remember, if KvCORE is being slow for you, go ahead and hit the trash on the EXP one. Click on content and you'll see image, drag it over to the top and hit browse. Now, if you already uploaded your banner from the first time, you're not going to have to keep going back to upload. I mean, hopefully KvCORE is going a little faster for you when you're doing this, but that first picture will be right here. And I would hit insert again. So there it is. That's the banner. Come out a little big, make it down. I bring it down to 200 like my last one. And I hit save template. And I'll go up here to save over the current template. So everybody notice that when you're doing these emails, you're going to save the email template and then you need to save it in the campaign. It's like a double save. And I would save over the current template and hit save changes.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
I have been playing with emails, sending emails, and I realized that when I send those emails, like my newsletters, it comes like not as a full page, but it's like really small page inside that email. It doesn't look good. It's like someone have to click on it so it can span and being able to read it. Is there a way how we can change this?
Do this for me. Max, can you put our email in Zoom chat? I can send that to our email if you can, like the example, or forward it to me and I can take a look at it. I've never seen or heard of that.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Your email being too small. Okay. So without me going through every single email, because I'm going to explain these buttons down here real fast. Does that make sense if you guys do want to edit each one? Like, I mean, you could even change the black to your branding colors if you wanted to. And if you don't like the agent full name and phone number, you can get rid of this part, but you would have to do it for each template. Let me know in chat, yay or nay, for these emails. You got to go in and edit it if you don't want it to be black and white with EXP at the top. And don't hate me because I'm making sure everyone's following along. All right. So these emails, you noticed at the bottom, they're always going to say the same thing. And again, if you want to change up the wording, you can, but I would still use these. I do have people who fill out home evaluations just because this is on almost all of my emails that go out. Now, to let y'all know, the campaign I'm giving you, it's already set up to where when you click this, it's going to go right to your website, right to your home evaluation. Now, I know if I click it, it's going to do this. Watch, it's not going to work. To let everybody know, that's just because I'm in the campaign. If you do a test, like if you sent yourself a test email of this, remember, don't touch a thing. Don't even edit this button. I already have a code in here that's going to make it go to your website. Send yourself a test and watch. It's going to go right to your website, right to this page. If you have KvCORE, you got a KvCORE website. And if you got a KvCORE website, you got a home evaluation page. This is where the button would go. Same thing with this search. If you click it here, it's going to give you a 404 error. If you send yourself a test or the real one that goes out, where I'm taking them with this, 1 second. Whatever MLS is tied to your KvCORE, I just take it to the search right here. It shows everything that's active for that MLS. And remember, that's for this button. This one's super simple, just goes right to your website. And to let everybody know, if you don't want the Facebook thing there, maybe you got it in your signature, remember, just remove it. You can edit these and you can remove the Facebook from the email templates. But if you wanted to keep this and you like it there, it's very easy to link your Facebook to KvCORE. If you go to the top right, I'm not going into detail with the profile real fast, but I am going to show you how to link to Facebook. You go to My Profile. From My Profile, you'll hit Edit Profile, and you'll see Facebook. All it needs is the whatever's after your backslash. If you go to your Facebook, like, I wonder if I can. Here, I'll just take this one. This is a good random one. So whatever your business page is, do you guys see how it's a whole URL, but whatever's after the backslash? If you just put that there in your KvCORE in your profile and hit save, this and all the emails that I made, this will just go to your Facebook every time. You don't need to do anything. And each one of your emails will just pull your agent's signature, so long as you put your signature in your profile. Okay. Let's look at some of these texts, and then I'm going to give you guys the campaign and show you how to get it in there. All my texts are just trying to get the person to respond. Remember, this whole thing turns off. Once they respond and contact's made, the campaign's removed. So first off, it's going to go for almost 400 days. I have every text. I'm not saying the same thing. I didn't get repetitive in this. You guys got a very, very good 400-day campaign. Each text, I'm just saying different stuff, trying to get that person to respond. I mean, if they haven't responded after 45 days, look what text they're getting. They haven't responded by 10 days, look what text they're getting. And by the way, a lot of the emails are kind of similar and other just kind of home buying type emails. The text is honestly the more important thing, I think, with these campaigns. Day 75. Neighborhoods can be just as important as the house itself. Do you have any preferences when it comes to the community you like to live in? Everything I'm saying is just trying to get the response. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. You can edit some of these if you'd like, but this is pretty well set up.
Is there a way to bring them back in? Let's say they respond and we don't hear any more from them, and you want this campaign to go back again, but not from the beginning, from where the day they responded and on.
See, I wish I just had hours to talk to y'all. So that's why you got to let that automation keep working for you. I'm going to pull up that lead again. I'm going to try to find that lead we started with, because that's a great question. What, they didn't respond to me? Do I got to come back in and throw them on this? Guess what? I got an active nurture campaign. It's a warm campaign. Anybody in general that turns into an active lead, I got them on a whole nother drip of text and emails that are going out. So watch. Let's see if I